All right. We live. Delayed. Thanks to good old StreamYard and this janky computer of mine. We gotta get some stuff going so I can get a new computer or something. Well, I don't this thing here so janky. But we are here today. Hopefully the internet is acting right. She's jumping around in front of me. But we're here. Greg said it live Sunday. We do one live a week, and this is the one live. Shout out to B Watts. Well, we did some Thursday. We've been doing Thursdays together lately, so that's another live that I do. And if I do any other collaborations, I may find me on some lives. But as of now, this is the only live I take time to do. So shout out to everybody who's coming through. Shout out to everybody who catch this live. Shout out to everybody who catch this replay. I know a lot of people catch the replay. This time of day is Sunday. Shout out to Jay Brown. On Sunday morning, a lot of people still sleep. Some people at church. But like I said, a lot of people catch the replay throughout the week. So shout out to you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe so you can get a notification when we go live. I'm telling you, YouTube is interesting. Sometimes you think you subscribe and you haven't, but it is what it is. Hopefully, like I said, this thing is not freezing up and glitching up. I'm looking at, like I said, I'm seeing it myself, seeing kind of glitchy here. Hopefully, it's a good experience for you. Just jumping all around here. Let me know if everything is looking good on your end, because I know it's just jumping all over the place, and I'm looking at it in front of my face. I'm like, what's all this robotic stuff? I'm not low on the bars. My internet should be good, but it's jumpy, to say the least. To say the very least. Big 2-1. Shout out to Big 2-1. But this live today, it's about the forgotten ones of Colorado. And what that means to me, let me just take y'all on a ride. Because this thing can go it can go a lot of different ways. As far as, this conversation, this internet is getting on my nerves here. But it can go a lot of different ways when you Yeah, like I said, it's pure nonsense with this internet here. It's jumping all over the place for no reason at all. Shows all the bars, shows all the goods. Who knows, man? This internet is horrible. Yeah, it went out for a second, but I'm back here, sitting right on top of the modem. I don't know what's going on with the internet these days. It's like internet has progressed back a couple of decades. You think they give you all these fiber and say internet's so strong, and they give you these so-called upgraded modems, and it work worse than my other. I wish I kept my other modem. They gave it's supposed to be faster and better, and I had nothing but problems since. But anywho, this conversation is about the forgotten ones of Colorado. Now, it's unique to us. A lot of you all be here. You all support what I talk about. You support other content creators, and you get a nice mixture of information. You get people interview people. You got people who give you breaking news. You got people who kind of give you some insider insight, and we got like a nice jumbo pot of information. And you know what's going on is I think what makes Colorado so dangerous for the football community. And this is like they can call it experiment, the Deion experiment. They say, hey, Deion Sanders is a new coach. He haven't coached that long. He only coached at HBCU, and that was a couple years. And they basically consider him an experiment. And that's what makes a lot of people fearful. Shout out to our Jizzle for the super chat. Appreciate you here. Appreciate you. You know, it's an experiment we're looking at. And we all are part of the experiment when you think about it. Coach Prime is an experiment from the sense he's not the traditional coach, and the other coaches hate it. They hate it, and they hate to see this experiment succeed because that means other non-traditional people could pull it off as well if they have certain resources and connections, and you don't have to take the 20-year stretch of trying to climb on the top of the pecking order. And I've talked about this before. But also, when you look at other communities outside of the few guys who are known to be that guy, they kind of the spokespeople for that group, and everybody look to that one person to be the voice, in social media and on the internet. They may have a TV show. They may be running that TV show for some years, decades. They are the sport talk for that team. Sports talk radio, sport talk TV locally, and everybody listened to that one guy, but not Colorado. Colorado's found a way to have their regular, ordinary fans or supporters, people like myself, to be able to be a voice of their own, but also be able to communicate and connect with other people who's also fans. And it's like it's a sharing of power. That is something that I'm sure the powers that be are very interested and probably jealous of, because I don't know if they can recreate it, because it started from a branch off of Deion's own tree. It was his son Bucky who started it, who stepped outside the media to really protect and support his dad. It was never done before on that level, where any organization of that caliber on that level, even though he wasn't at Power Five, was able to be able to tell their own story without needing major equipment and they just use YouTube, and right, he's getting it done his way. So, when you look at it, that spread, he didn't monopolize it, it spread. He inspired a whole nother group of people like us to do the same thing, and it kind of just spread. And what that looks like is we are probably some of the most informed fans, for lack of better words, and there's different types of fans, but we are some of the most informed people than anybody else. And that's what made people jealous, because like because we are always talking about him, people get angry. Why y'all talking about he didn't win? You don't tell us what to do. But because it's so many of us and it's growing, like I wasn't doing this last year this time. I was looking at other people's platforms. A lot of guys who's really doing it right now really kind of kicked in after the off season last year. It was some people there. John Liquidator was doing what he was doing his way. Colin Life and Football was doing it his way. And some of the other guys were doing it their way. And I think Chico, some of the other people who are some of the pioneers as far as this group. And some of them kind of came over from Jackson State, and they were already in the mold. I kind of kicked in around August as far as covering this content, and just kind of took off during the season. So this is my first off season. And there's several other guys. I know Rob the Man kind of started right around the time I did. I know Dave Toss Bus. I know he started probably a little before I did in that summer. And a lot of us have our own unique thing. That's what's special, because we're able to have a reach. We all kind of have an intermingling of some people who follow each other, but we also have our unique people as well. And our reach is just so broad. Now it's taking off on Twitter with some other people. And it's like, it keeps Colorado in the forefront. And I see why Coach Prime likes it, because it's not about, you got to have a certain amount of followers, even though that helped 30,000 followers, 20,000 followers. Yeah, Buckland Prime just started this year. They've been doing what they're doing, but as far as just really doing it on a consistent and putting their name out there, really just this year, they took off from some good videos, and rightfully so. I know B. Watts said he started in January as well. He just hit his first 1,000 subscribers, so he's ready to be monetized. But the real thing is, everybody is doing their job to keep Colorado in the forefront, locally, nationally, internationally. I got people from all over the world who say they listen to even my show. I'm not even at 3,000 subscribers yet. But to think, to get that many subscribers from August to now, you got to recognize for what it is. So shout out to you all for supporting. And I think the biggest thing is we're going to play a big role in making sure Colorado has the credit that they get. And we got to protect them, protect them from just getting bullied by outsiders who don't really recognize what we know. They don't know the culture that we've established. We have to protect our own culture from the standpoint of, we know what this team is made of. We know our players. They don't know what we have. I heard somebody say last night on B. Watts' show, y'all don't have line depth. I'm like, what kind of rock you been up under? You clearly don't know what's going on, or you just repeating some ignorant stuff somebody say on the internet. It's bizarre. Colorado, if anything, has depth. Beautiful thing. And that's what this show is about, honestly, to a degree. Because I think even some of our fans have forgot. That's why I say the forgotten ones. I think our fans have forgotten who we have. And like I say in the description, it's like, we've had so many people come and go. And if you're not really watching it like that, like some of us watch it more than others, especially content creators really watch it. And some of them really watch it more than even others. Some people going live every day, talking every day, and some just do it every now and then. But if you really pay attention, we have a lot of people come, and not only did we replace them, we got pieces that we didn't have before. We got depth that we didn't have before by replacing scholarships. So you really look at last year, we had a lot. People talked about, y'all don't have enough trenches, y'all invested. Coach Prime only know how to recruit skill players. That was the narrative. And it looked like that with a lot of DBs, a lot of this, a lot of running back. Some of them couldn't even play. They were hurt. And we didn't have a lot of depth in the line, and it showed. And we didn't have the size either. But you got to think about it. Last year, he came in kind of late in the first quarter. He kind of came in because he stayed with Jackson State. So he kind of missed a part of that portal, trying to be loyal to Jackson State, which it didn't work out. I mean, he wanted to win. I think that was the main thing. He wanted to finish what he started. I believe that. But even the people who he's with, there was conflict on seeing him win. The SWAC didn't really want him to win because they knew he was leaving at that point too. Then he shouldn't get the win and take it. Even his own fans, I was around them. They didn't want to see him win. It was conflicted. They wanted Jackson State to win, but they didn't want him to win. They was already jealous of him, had issues with him him being there, they had issues with him. And then they found out he was leaving on Colorado. They almost wanted to take one for the team. They wanted him to lose, even though they team would be the one that benefit from the win. I watched the film on the players we're bringing in. Yeah, like I say, why would you? Why would you watch it if you're not a fan? Now we got some clowns and some haters that watch, and they might as well be fans, because they know everything going on from a standpoint. They don't know the detail, but they know more than the average person because they watch our stuff, even why they hate it. Number transfer will decrease. Last year it was just roster filling. Yeah, like I was saying, last year it was a bad situation to be in because you cannot the people he pulled in, he had relationships with. Dylan Edwards, he had relationship with. That's why we got them quality of players plus the ones he bought. And outside of that, we would have been worse off. Then the pieces that he did have that he probably wanted to maintain, some of them left before he got here, then some more even left, right? So he had to replace even more people than he already was going to have to replace after the spring. Because they just got together and did what they do, that shiesty mess, and it probably didn't work out for them, some of them. And so he had to go at the last portal. He got the first one, barely. Then this is the one after spring. It's a short little 2-week window. He had to fill in what he had in the portal. He didn't have pieces like this year. He got pieces. He kind of filling in the gaps. He had to go and fill in a whole roster with just what was in the portal. And you don't have control over the quality in the portal because at that point, you don't know, okay, it's some people that can ball. They just want to go play for you or somebody else. But that's not 40, 50 players worth. And last year it was like more than that. Last year it was like doing the 80 players he replaced. So it's like, you can't do that off the portal, that many. Absolutely. The trolls show up more than the fans sometimes. I mean, you have a little short window. You have a short window. Shout out to Miss Shirley for coming through as always. We had a short window of time to fill in a large group of people. So you got some good stuff. We brought in hurt players. We brought McCaskill in hurt. We brought up Travis J hurt. We brought in a lot of guys that was hurt. Just you kind of filling in roster spots. So for them to do what they did, when looking back at it, and that's really looking at the whole picture, they really, really, really did something good. That was a task to play at that level. Pac-12 was booming last year. We had 2 of our quarterbacks alone in the Heisman Final Four. 2. So and one of them played in the national championship. So it wasn't a weak conference. It was talent, but I just think, especially from what he needed, which was the line suffered. The line suffered. And we saw that as the season went very quickly. They didn't let Tyler Brown play. He was one of the few people they didn't let play. Then they turned around next year. He should sue the mess. That lawsuit, he should get some money. That was unnecessary. And then the next year, you say everybody do what they want after you don't make that man miss a whole year. That would have helped this team. It would have helped because when you move a key piece like him off the line, everybody have to shuffle. It's not just you have to place one thing. You might put one guy in his position, and you got to place that position. He may move from over there, and you just throw the whole thing off, and then the chemistry is all because the guy that you put at guard really supposed to be the tackle and all of that, and they just throw the whole chemistry off like dominoes. And that's what happened to that line. Plus, we needed some strong guard play. And when you look at the fact that that's where our weakness was, that's where our lightest people was, we needed some strong people who's going to step up. Plus, camaraderie and confidence. Tyler Brown just wasn't going to just lay down. And he was really adamant about it was not an option to let Shador get hit like that. And you got people in there who really don't stand for that, who really don't know Shador. They always knew. You're really in a situation where it just looked like whatever, the dumbest thing possible for a lineman to do. Let your quarterback get hit. That's okay. It just seemed like that. And they didn't have no attitude about that. So somebody like him would say, hold up. You ain't got to be perfect, but doggone, come on now. And that attitude, that presence was missing. That hurt the team. I didn't even realize he was in that situation until it really blew up. I didn't know he did a first round appeal, and I didn't know that was going through his head, and I didn't even know Savion was being held up. I didn't know. We see certain people out of practice, and they keep having these narratives. They had to go out of town, a funeral, and all that, and it'd be just all kinds of stuff, you know. I mean, clearly, we ain't got to guess about jealousy and all that. The whole freaking line is gone at this point. Only one left is like Harden. Harden is the only one that's left, really, and he playing well. I mean, he playing well. He kind of looking like he's probably a little bigger, taller than Tyler Brown, but they playing well at that guard. So the biggest issue we had was depth. That's why we had to play musical chairs. And I'm gonna tell you, this year that will not be the case. And for somebody to say we got depth issues, we will not have depth issues at the offensive line, and we definitely don't have no depth issues at the defensive line. Everybody keeps saying, I don't want to be one play away from Shane Coates have to come back and tackle. They keep saying that, man. We way past that. Yeah, you didn't miss much about the first 10 minutes. We had some hiccups with the this doggone internet wanted to do its thing, and hopefully that's not gonna be an issue. So you didn't miss nothing. You didn't miss too much of nothing. Internet, StreamYard, whatever's acting up first, whatever. But we just getting in this thing. So I'm talking about the forgotten ones. I'm kind of working my way up to it because I'm unpacking some stuff in my mind. I hope y'all don't mind because I'm processing. This is what I do on Greg Said It. This is not ESPN, but I'm processing mentally because I know some of y'all seen me like on B Watts. A lot of people don't really know how I roll. Some of y'all kind of know better than others, but a lot of people are still getting to know what I bring to the table. You know, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a true talk show. I'm a true yeah, exactly. I'm a true intellect when it comes to that not the statistics of football, but the common sense of it, the analytical parts of it. Right? I played it, but I'm an analytical person. And not when I say analytical, I'm not just talking about stats and I'm not a robot. I'm talking about I have a lot of observational data that I provide. So that's what I bring. A lot of other people talk from different angles, but Greg said it, I bring that. So when I talk about these things, I hope y'all get some value. Y'all watch other people's stuff. I'm gonna give y'all some different angles to look at it. And when people challenge me on stuff, that's probably not what they want to do because I'm not like the other people. I'm not a diehard football fan. I'm not tunnel vision. I see the whole picture. That's why I do inspiration and motivation in the evenings on Sunday. So make sure y'all check that out. Where I kind of make some life connections. I look at the bigger picture. I can look at, we had, I think last week or the week before, people was talking about racism. I'm able to see past racism. I'm able to see racism is low level to me. I'm able to see, okay, it's racism, but it's also hateism and jealousism. You stuck on that. That's not what I'm stuck on because I know I see all the arrows being shot and they're different arrows. There's different arrows being shot. And so I in reality, I'm aware when I talk about even today, the forgotten ones of Colorado, I'm aware of why. I can see it from all angles. I can see the media is not covering it, but how could they? And they might just want clicks. They say Coach Prime want clicks, but they get more clicks off of him than he is. But I also see the fact that we have an advantage. We got to recognize the advantage that we have in this moment of time from people like me and others. We give y'all the advantage. So we can't be mad when people don't know our team. Appreciate it. We got to know, why do we know what we know? Because we have several different angles. I provide an angle, Rob the Man provide an angle, but B Watts, Chico, all these people really bring you different angles. And it's very unique. I don't know. I don't care how great a team is. Nobody has that. It needs to be a knowledge. And that's what a jealousy really comes. Nobody has that. Michigan doesn't have it. Georgia, Alabama, as great as these teams have, they don't have this. They don't have people like this who are able to Because sometimes the fan do have an insight that can help the team or help other fans be like, oh yeah, but they don't have the outlet. They have to listen to the same guy on the radio every Saturday morning or something. And it's like that's his perspective. But I guarantee you it's perspectives that he don't have. So we got so many perspectives. And my perspective this morning is Colorado has been overlooked because Colorado, while we know everything about our fans, because it's so much turnover, because it's so much movement, and you kind of seen it with Jackson State, but even more now. It's a lot of drastic shifts. You see how my hands moving? You can't see my hands. Colorado shifts really causes, it's like magic. It's like a sleight of hands. Like, how they pull the rabbit out of the hat and, all that stuff with the magic tricks. Colorado, you're not going to really see what they're doing because I'm going to give you an example. When Colorado, appreciate it. And that's what I'm saying. It's bigger than football. I've always said this is bigger than football. And if we can kind of grasp it, I think Coach Prime is bigger than football. Clearly, that's why we see him on commercials. That's why, you see him on the TV because he really, everything that he's starting to reap right now, they only going to be jealous of him because they don't have the outlets. That man doing 2-3 different commercials at one time. He getting his players in commercials. His children got millions of dollars in endorsements, not just some kind of collective. They got real. You got real. My brain is going 100 miles per hour. They got real NILs. Travis got real on it. I don't know why any top player wouldn't want to come. I don't know why Juju would want to come because Juju basically would be able to get some of the same endorsements Juju have. He would get the money in NILs. He would get the NIL money. Yes, sir. I mean, like I said, I come from a different angle, so you can't really talk to me like everybody else. You can't really attack me like everybody else. So that's my thing. That's what people got to realize. I only showed it. Right. And that's the old way of doing things. That's the traditional way. So when you got a man like Coach Prime bringing this non-traditional, you're going to make us show what's really going on, show our real personality. It is what it is. So I think that when you look at how Colorado is able to replace a roster, not because they got a lot of money, not because the NIL per se, right? But how do you get NILs? See, they're not necessarily getting NILs, even though naturally because they got some kind of big marketing agency. They're really their own marketing agency. They were smart. And Coach Prime, if you hear this, Bucky, y'all next thing should be a marketing agency. Don't let nobody else take y'all marketing money. Y'all marketing. That's your next step. If y'all should, all these players y'all got, Bucky, DeAndre. I know DeAndre was getting into, I know she having a baby. DeAndre was getting into being a agent. Like, that's the next level for them. That's well off next level. Like, you are a marketing company. I wasn't even planning on going here. Somebody need to let Bucky know this. Because he got to be thinking this. You are already a marketing company. You basically marketed your dad. You've marketed your brothers. Everybody coming in is benefiting from your marketing. You are the marketing agency. Well Off needs to be a marketing company. Like, not just clothes. Well Off media, Well Off clothes, whatever. It needs to be a marketing and representation because that's what he's really doing. He's showing them behind the scenes. He's building their brand. So while everybody's signing these marketing deals for the NIL with certain people, everybody need to be signing with Bucky. Because Bucky got the eyes and he got the skills and he got the window, the show that he can help you build your brand because that's what he's doing. and the momentum is on his side, So I feel like, I mean, like, I'm gonna give you an example. Some people can get money because they got the money, they've been had the money, right? But they're not necessarily getting the NIL. And I think the NIL is more valuable in a sense for people actually trying to go to the next level. Now, if you just need money right now because you don't know if you're gonna make it, go take the collective. But if you're a guy who's thinking next level, NIL is more because it shows future brands what you're able to do based on what you did with their brand. So when you do go to NIL, when you do go to NFL, you're going to have bigger endorsements because it's not like, oh, you just a big name. I don't know if you know how to work it. You've already shown through college, and now some people even through high school, I know how to build a brand. My brands have benefited from this. You got literal numbers showing from your followers on Instagram, your this. So they got to pay you more in NFL. Even the NFL teams got to pay you more because more butts going to be in the seat because you don't prove your brand. It's like that. You got to pay the LeBron. You got to pay these guys because more people coming to the game. You don't think that all this hype behind Shador from Jackson State, everybody showed up. He benefited him from his dad, but he built that. Everybody want to see Shador. To Colorado, they sell out. You don't think that same kind of, you don't think we're not going to support Shador? He go to Tampa Bay. You don't think that same type of buzz is not going to fall on him there? It's going to fall on him there to some degree. And if Bucky get the marketing agency up, it should look no different than what he's already doing. He'll just be like TMZ. He'll have staff everywhere, but he'll have the same kind of flow, his look, his style. Bucky really can expand. I know that's what he's doing, but it's really a marketing. It's not just media. It's a marketing agency where you show them that fly on the wall reality show style branding, and you put it on your platform, which you've already built 500,000 followers. It can be 1 million followers, and so it's all funneling back to your media, even if it's just Colorado well off, and wherever Shador at well off, and you just kind of running it, kind of like how DNVR does. DNVR has Colorado. I don't watch all the other ones. I don't want to see DNVR Colorado State, and then DNVR and their bars, whatever, they got them in different cities, so it's like a franchise. I think well off can be that. I think well off could be that, and so it'll follow them. But the NIL component will always be there. The endorsements, like they're following his dad. This man has been not playing football for so long, and it's like they said they might be trying to run in and no, they're not gonna be able to deal with the NIL. Like you said, it's probably be collectors because it can get reckless. It can get real mafia like real quick. People putting that money in your hand for what? You can't track it for what? I can't control. Gatorade want to pay me $500,000 and start to shoot. Players might end up starting having their own shoe line in college. That's legit. So that's why I feel like who's proven that they know how to work the NIL the best? Colorado. They got multiple multi-millionaire guys on their roster from NIL, not from the collectives, not from the school. So that's when it gets shaky because it's like, what's going on? So when you look at a guy, who's coming, when you look at a guy like Juju, you look at the model Shador has. Shador go and be in a Heisman race. I don't see why a top quarterback wouldn't come here. Because that's the thing about Juju, he want to make a decision before the season started. That's what he say, and he want to stick to it. But he is more a Shador style quarterback than anything else from the standpoint. He's going to get the NILs. He's going to play early. He wants to be a great quarterback. It's no better person to walk in the footsteps. And who else footsteps he going to walk in this era that does that? He's not going to go and walk in the footsteps of what his name? Was it Beck? The Georgia quarterback. He's not. There's no other quarterback that fits him. Caleb Williams is gone. So who else is perfect for you to walk in the footsteps that's already been set as far as the NIL? So why would he let somebody pay him off to go there when he can come over here and be a millionaire off of NILs? He can go get Gatorade. He gonna be the college Gatorade guy. Shador be the pro Gatorade. He can come get all the stuff Shador got. Mercedes-Benz, all of them. Because Shador finna go get other endorsements now. Shador finna go get his own cleat like his dad, the Shador Sanders cleat. Why not? He's into fashion. He got over 1 million followers on Instagram. That's what's about to happen. So boom, somebody got to fill in. That's what I'm talking about. But when it comes to how everybody think that Colorado hasn't made any progress, this what gets me. We know, you know, I know. How do you say Colorado still? I'm not sure about their trenches. I'm not sure about the defense. It's like you 2 months behind. Have you not been paying attention? So I'm gonna start with this. Some of the forgotten ones, no category. I just thought about this last night. Savion Riley, Miami safety, big guy. They say he was working with the ones down in Miami before he left this spring. Why did he leave? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't because he was on the bench. He was getting them reps. And the same thing that happened with Caleb Hood. I think it's Caleb Hood. The Hood, oldest Hood, Brandon Hood. Is it Brandon Hood? No, Brandon Hood is the running back. I think it's Caleb Hood. Help me out here. He's cornerback from Auburn. There's so many Calebs and so many Tylers. It just this blur. But he was another one that was working with the ones when he was at Auburn, SEC. So we had ACC, SEC. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's already doing a documentary and everything. And they say he's already working with Select QB. So, I mean, they already catching snips of that. He is literally can walk in Shador footsteps. From day one, have his own QB coach. From day one, have his own endorsements. From day one, be a guy and have the media coverage. He can beat Shador all over again. But even Shador didn't have that his first year. A big time players concerned to come because they are not sure. I mean, you're not sure what. Let me tell you something. You're not sure where any coach going to be. We just seen last year, soon as the guy won the national championship, or not won the national championship, he jumped down to Alabama. He built the whole program and went to Alabama. So why we keep saying like Coach Prime the only one that moves or can move? These coaches all jump around. Did not Harbaugh go to the NFL? I mean, we watching coaches jump to other programs as head coaches. We watch them, they jump to position coaches from lower levels to the higher level. We watch coach from FAMU. He go be a running back coach at Duke. Hey, once people accomplish what they accomplish, is it wrong for them to leave? What else can you do? The man won the SWAT. He been consistent at HBCU. He said he want to move on to another thing. So if he feel like, hey, I ain't nothing else for me to do. I won the SWAT. I've been dominating, so I'm gonna keep dominating SWAT. He like Coach Prime. I got all the talent. Nobody's finna beat me. Why just sit up here and soak it up? Let me challenge myself, go to the next level. He could go back as a position coach and work his way up to be a coordinator or a coach, or maybe get with Coach Prime and jump even quicker. Because Coach Prime just took an expedited route, and that's what they don't like. But he's doing the traditional route, running back, coach, work his way up. In years, he get a shot, hopefully. But he's a really good coach. You know? So it's not just Coach Prime that can lead. Any school you go to, any school you go to, that coach can leave for one reason or another. Appreciate it. Any coach can leave. Coach Prime can leave for any reason. He can say, my body, my medical situation is changed. He can say, I need to be with my sons. All right. Yes, Colton. I said Caleb. It's Colton. Colton Hood. I knew it was some with a C. I told you there's too many Calebs. And they all just been messing with me lately. I've been calling everybody Caleb. Everybody Caleb. And then the real one named Caleb, I be like, is they named Caleb? But yeah, any coach that wins can leave. Any coach that loses can get fired. And it's just a lot of mixed around. They just go get another job. It's like being a president or a superintendent or whatever. They just go get another job. They get fired. They get another job somewhere. It's almost like how you get fired and get another job at the same level. It happens all the time because you meet the qualifications. Football is a game of inches, right? Wrong. Yeah. Yeah, that's that. I think that's the scariest thing about it. I think the scary thing about it was we know that they kind of threw a team together because they had to put it all out the portal. And you can pull maybe 10, 15, 20 players out the portal, in that short period of time with one real portal round, one real portal cycle. But they have to replace that many. They just had to throw some things in there. And then they were solid in some areas, but they had some gaps. They had some depth issues because you couldn't really fill in all the areas of depth with the portal. And yet they came out thumping, and yet they competed in most of their games, and yet people exposed their weaknesses. I mean, they were sharing film, they were sharing ideas, they did everything they can to put their mind together to stop Coach Prime, and he didn't really have all his pieces, and he straight up told you. He said, y'all better get me now. He already knew what the deal was. He already knew what it was. I ain't had time to get what I want. I can't throw it together. I know what I need. I can't do nothing about it, but I'm going to have more time to get it for next year. That's what we're really looking at. We are in the year of catch me now. We are in the year of catch me while you can. You better get me while you can. Absolutely. They all are leaving, and they will leave. The money will make them leave probably quicker than Coach Prime do, because he's not going to be purely motivated on money. He's not going to be purely motivated on money. He make the same amount of money they make on the side and on top of what he make. So it's not purely motivated on money. A coach leading a program like Bama leaving CU is different. Yeah. I mean, if his aspirations to move up in the coaching world, but that may not be his aspiration. Oh, he did do a good coaching job, and that's what I was telling somebody. I had to let it settle too, because it's like, for one, and I keep saying it, and ain't nobody gonna stop me from saying it. And I want all y'all to hear this. They wasn't a 4-8 team. They wasn't a 4-8 team. That's what their record said. But they wasn't a 4-8 team. We know that by the number of games that we know was taken from them. We know Utah was taken right out of their hands. Utah did not beat them. It was taken. They took 3 touchdowns off the board. Utah didn't stop them from scoring. The referees did. Utah couldn't stop Travis Hunter. The referees did. So they had to even out the game and control the game with not just penalties. It's like they've been calling penalties all year to the point it was obvious. Colorado got 10 times more penalties than everybody else. How everybody else get to do stuff to Colorado and they don't get the penalty, but then everything that Colorado blowing somebody's neck is a personal foul. They did that all year. The numbers prove it. You ain't gonna sit here and tell me that much more or less discipline than everybody else. When we watching the other team hold, they just ain't calling it. We watching them pass interference, they just ain't calling it. We watch our receiver come back from the line after running a route with his whole jersey hanging off his body, and the ball wasn't even thrown to him. He didn't even catch the ball and run. Why is his jersey pulled off? He just ran a route. We saw that all year, but that wasn't enough. They had to literally start taking touchdowns off the board. They had to literally start ejecting our key players out the game for basic hits. Even after you watch it on the video, you have to figure out something. Yeah, he kind of grazed in the face mask. He led with his shoulder, hit him in the chest, where his helmet kind of scratched the face mask. Weird stuff like that. And if we was controlling the game, the offense wasn't hitting on crap, but the defense was taking their soul. But that shifted the momentum. Again, you had to shift the players around. They were frustrated. You just threw them off. And yet you still barely win the game. And you had to get them a favorable catch on the sideline. So it's like you do weird stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that we also forget about. Yeah, when Coach leaves, I don't think it's about him leaving or not leaving. I just think about the narrative itself. It's a raggedy narrative to act like he's the only person can leave, because any place you go, appreciate that, JJ. Any place you go, your coach can leave. So I act like, you go to Colorado, Coach Prime can leave. Clearly, they just had a successful season in Washington. He didn't have to leave, but he took advantage of the fact Nick Saban retired. And nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that unless he knew Nick Saban was retiring. They had already started playing with the idea. He said he focused on trying to win the national championship to me. But boom, he said, I got to take advantage of this. I get to be a part of the lineage of Alabama. I get to be the person who took Nick Saban. I could not let go an opportunity to go by for my coaching career. He did it. It was purely about him. But yet, anytime Coach Prime do something, they wanna ostracize his faith and everything like everybody else don't lead. It's weird. It's the hypocrisy of it all. I mean, it is what it is. But back to what I was saying. What's going on, Selma? What look, RJ Johnson, safety. That's another safety. Big safeties. Riley and RJ, big safeties. And I didn't put my guy from Furman down. Should have put him on in there as well. So I talked about two safeties because everybody keep tripping about these safeties. Oh, is Shiloh hurt? And oh, all these different things. We was deep at safety, but now we not. Okay. I just named two big safeties. One from ACC, one for SEC. And both of them was repping out with the big boys. Right? Y'all add in the chat whoever I missed. Because I know it's another one I didn't add from Clemson. I think it's another DB from Clemson. I hope it's not RJ Johnson. Then two big linemen. Huge linemen. The whole last year, y'all line too small. Y'all line this. All y'all went and got is these little power, not even power. Group of 5, not even group of 5. The FCS linemen. That's all we heard. JUCO linemen. Y'all not big enough. Okay, we not big enough. We tried to defend it, but we got some size. But we wasn't big in the middle. They bum rush up the middle. They figured that out. We're going to send 4 linebackers. They ain't even got 4. Right up the middle. Right up the middle. Yep, Riley went to Miami shortly after Vanderbilt, but they say he was repping out. He was repping out with the starters. They was predicting him to be, and I don't know what happened. Yeah, all them players left. Nobody talk about Bama where them players landed at. Nobody talking about that. But yeah, Riley came out of there. So we got him. And like I said, we got Big Kirkland from Texas. Now I seen some of his clips. Shout out to Cheryl C. He just a grown man in high school. He was just a grown man in high school. He was just kind of like just pushing over folks. Right? And huge. I mean, he was over 400 pounds, I believe, at one point, or close. I think. He cut down. He cut down about 350, 360. He cut weight to get to that. So this is a huge lineman. Those big, what we call SEC linemen, we got one. Nobody ain't talking about him. Everybody's still talking about where y'all lined up at. Where you lined up at. These are better at everything. Yeah, I mean, they got the money. And, they've been doing this for a while. And that's why they've been winning. That's why the big money programs have been winning. They always been able to get recruits. They've been paying people up under the table for so long. Even though Reggie Bush got caught up, they've been doing that. And that's how they was able to get those guys. And there was no collective NIL to even try to balance it out. It was just them just dominating. And these same teams been winning the championships ever since. Alabama, USC, and then Georgia came in on the back end. Clemson came in on the back end. But in the Ohio State was rough at a time. Michigan been, all these teams have been the same repetitive teams. It don't happen without money. And speaking of Clemson, we got Big Flapjack Owen straight out of Georgia. Another Eagles Landing connection. He popped out on the film. He was huge. Clemson said he was the biggest lineman they got. Clemson said this boy's huge. He like 6'6". He another throwing up 400 pounds. And he's probably even more violent than Kirkland. He's aggressive. When they say he attacked his hands, he attacked with his hand, he punched. He was knocking some people children down so bad in high school. It was all like grown man being out there. And he went over there to Clemson, and he was young. And Clemson, Clemson is known. You got to work your way through Clemson. You ain't seen too many people come in and just start. We seen our quarterback who came out of Cartersville, now in the NFL, now with the Jaguars. We seen him. We also seen Watson come through there as a freshman. But outside of that, far as linemen, most of them people, he don't do the portal thing. They matriculate through the system. That's how they do. So you don't really expect a freshman to come in and play. So he got some PT, some garbage time, whatever. But huge linemen. So we just brought in 2 huge linemen. You would think that would be the biggest news. Everybody keeps talking, who gonna back seating up? Who gonna be your tackle? It really don't matter because, like I said, we got depth. We got depth, right? So we have Buell. Buell is another person who can play multiple positions, right? Right? And we just talking about offensive line right now. We just talking about everybody keeps saying Colorado don't have depth. These are the forgotten ones that I'm talking about. Colorado. Colorado has more depth by far, and not just depth, but quality depth. Quality depth on the offensive line this year. Quality depth. Not just, we're gonna put them in and close one eye and look out the corner of our ear. Like, hold your breath. Like, these are guys who just coming in. If we thought we were doing good, we just brought in 2 big linemen. SEC, ACC linemen. Clemson and Texas linemen. Young, right? The key is young. Because this is what I want people to say. Let's go ahead and kill this narrative while we at it. You know, everybody got something to say. And like I said, I ain't even got to the defense. But I'm talking about this narrative about, they're in the portal. These are young guys. So, one, you can't say, they must not be good enough because they just came out of high school the year before. 2, they're young. Like, before all this, everybody cute. 5-10 years ago, nobody was expecting freshmen to play or even sophomores in programs like that to play. Yet, when they transfer out, you dogging them out. What did you expect? They're young. They had guys in front of them. Does that mean they're not good? And so they're not coming out of high school. They got a year of college under their belt. They got this top training, top lineman training. They have put in the work. So you say they ain't did no stats. Like they just said what Barnes from Alabama. Everybody couldn't say, we don't know what Barnes can do because he didn't play. He was, red shirt. He was on a scout team. But yet, he was good enough to go there. So now all of a sudden, the narrative changed. He was good enough to go to Alabama. But now, he didn't play at Alabama. He must be sorry. But Alabama's full of 5 stars. They got people transfer out. We get Kamari. Kamari was at Alabama and had to go to Tennessee. I lost track of him. He's from Georgia, too, with the Norcross. And I remember looking for him. I thought he went to Alabama. Next thing I see him in the NFL. Because he had got up out of Alabama. He was never sorry because he balled out and he's still balling in the NFL. So just because you leave a school like Alabama, who are you to try to dog them out? You're only dogging them out because they came to Colorado. Yeah, but, when you say this right here, this is attached to the coaches, right? Team understanding, game plans, scheme. This is why I get into, like, what the law dogs of the world, right? You say, well, last year it is. Well, guess what? The people who did this gone. And that's the beauty of it. Like, we can't hold it against. We can't hold Sean Lewis gone. His way of running the offense, gone. Our defense coordinator, gone. The way he was too confused, he gone. There's no way we can roll over their lack of competence or errors or mistakes or whatever into this team with a new coordinator. It's like we only can see what's going forward. But that's what they did. And that's true. They jacked it up. We watched them jack it up in UCLA. Why? The coach, you can blame Coach Prime. The only way you can blame him is because he was the head coach. He hired him and he was there. But them coordinators gone. If the players was incompetent and they know how to run the gaps, so they know the gap assignments, they gone. Who are they returning? We got a whole new line. We had some people trickling through, hanging around. They gone. Savion Washington ended up leaving. He was the only one left. Tank been gone. Bailey been gone. What was that? Riley, whatever. They all gone. Even the backups gone. The only one left is Harden. And he was one of the better linemen towards the end of the season. But you can't help when you got no help on the side and on the other side. Everybody look bad. So they gone. Our defense line, who left? Our top rusher, Jordan Dominic, gone. Austin, gone. The only person left, what's our boy name? Everybody gone. Shane Coates still here. And Bishop Thomas gone. Shane Coates, O'Neal here. And a little, what's my guy name? How did he stay? One other guy. And then his name just slide around my head. But they wasn't the starters. O'Neal kind of stepped in the end. And what's my other guy name? Not McCoy. The pieces that we had, our main pieces, is gone. Yeah, we brought back a couple linebackers because they were young, but everybody else gone. Kamani gone. Cooper even gone. Everything is a clean slate. Everything is a clean slate. But you notice we upgraded with better quality. We didn't upgrade with JUCO players. No knock on JUCO players. We didn't upgrade with, some old FCS team, a low-level group of 5. We went and got SEC, ACC DBs and linemen. We didn't have that last year. Name any ACC, SEC linemen we had last year. Name them. See, everybody want to talk, name them. Still, we're not at the level of these players are coming. And that's the thing, too. We intentionally brought people with game experience. We ain't got to clear nobody bench this year. Yeah, McNeil was one. I'm talking about my other guy over there, at tackle. Not fast. People are so stuck on last year. 71% of production at star power on both sides, and the ball bigger, better, more talent. They're definitely bigger. The linemen definitely bigger. Respond to extreme violence if the other team takes cheap shot. Cannot be the one that stands up. I mean, but we already know that. We already know that our lineman ain't standing for it. We already know Brown ain't standing for it. Tyler Brown ain't standing for it. We already know Benson ain't standing for it. Name a lineman that you know gonna stand for it. Yeah, they told y'all that on their visit they weren't standing for it. Before they even committed, they like, look at don't touch the. Where you think they came from? They're not gonna be allowing people to hit him like that. The running back's not gonna even allow. I don't know what that was last year. Like even the Jackson State boys who was still at Jackson State, and they said, "Well, I don't know where they do that at. We ain't play that." The people he left at Jackson State and one who graduated, they said, "Where they do that at?" I don't know what that was last year, but it was ridiculous. So, and speaking of forgotten ones, in the safety room, people have forgotten about Travis J is still here. I want to talk to Travis J. Everybody talk about the depth in the safety room. Everybody overlooked Travis J. Travis J was hurt last year. He got out of there prematurely. Travis J came from Florida State. He played at Florida State. He was a top guy out of Florida. Everybody talk like Travis J ain't in the running for one of them safety positions. Travis J is athletic, aggressive. He had good size. And is he healthy? Travis J is Travis J. He's one of them guys. Hey, Travis J, step up, man. Make them people put some respect on your name, because you ain't never been disrespected like this. Absolutely, the edge room. Travis J, step your game up. Because, we bringing in all these safeties. Everybody talking about safeties that if Travis J. Stoutmire still there. Stoutmire moved from safety to, moved from corner to safety. Stoutmire. Put some respect on him. Stoutmire, big size guy. I think he's much better safety. He hits. He got decent coverage. And he was young. He was a freshman. Put some respect on our safety room. I don't care if it's nickel, strong, free. We loaded. Y'all forgot. You must have forgot. You must have forgot what kind of depth we have. I think Gant's still there. Gant is still there. I forgot about B. Gant. That's one of the linebackers that we forget about, but he played safety as well. But he can play that hybrid safety linebacker role depending on the scheme as well. Fast. He was hurt. We brought in a lot of people that were hurt last year. I don't know. Was we that desperate? These knee problems and recovering. Gap was hurt half the season. Travis J, they all came from Florida State. And they came hurt. But we just feeling in. I don't know for this year. I don't know. It was weird. We brought in more hurt guys than we already had on there. And they couldn't play last year. But it makes people forget about them. It makes people forget that these guys are still there. And they still got potential. They still got some production in their past, regardless of what happened last year. You don't forget, we got these guys. We got young linebackers coming in. Hood, Cousin Hood, top linebacker in Alabama, coming over with his cousins, about 220, about not quite 6 foot 220. Strong, hard hitting linebacker for what I hear. The linebacker room getting better. They young and they better. Yeah. Let's see who's coming out this year. Hill should come out this year. Hill Green should come out this year. Bentley should come out this year. Trevor Woods should come out this year. But this is gonna be linebacker U. We got another top linebacker out of Georgia coming the next year. Then we got Goldberg coming. Y'all must have forgot. You got Garcia, Florida linebacker, finesse, smooth. Y'all must have forgot. See, it's people forgetting. We got so much transfer and so much talk, so much drama. People are forgetting what we have coming in. Young talent. We're not getting a bunch of one and done. Everybody keeps about Coach Prime building a program. All these people I just named are young. Angel Lopez, linebacker, cornerback room. Young guys coming in behind Hood and behind McKinney. And you said, well, we need cornerbacks. We got some young talent. That's Clemson. That what Clemson do, right? You said they get freshmen and build them up. Well, these guys gonna be able to develop. You got Boozy coming in. Big. These are big cornerbacks. Every last one of these cornerbacks I named, they 6'1 plus. Lopez, Boozy, Cam McHale coming in. I think they said he gonna play corner. We got all of this young talent coming in. The only thing that can stop us from all this, man, they were walking through the airport. Brandon was taller than Trent. Yeah, Trent is a shorter linebacker. He's like 5'10". Like 5'10". Those old school linebackers, about 5'10", 220. He kind of built more like a Bentley. Shorter linebackers. Both are, but we got these boys can hit and they can read. That's all I want you to be able to do. I want you to be able to hit and read. I don't want you playing patty cake. I don't want you going through the wrong holes like you Stevie Wonder. I want you to know your job and do your job. These cornerbacks coming into play. And they big. Boozy is Florida big. Lopez big. These are tall guys. These not coming in with little freshman bodies. They're not coming in 175. We got to put weight on them. No. These guys coming in with the size. So I'm not trying to put pressure on a freshman guy like we did Kamani. He had size, but he was small. He was thin. But that wasn't his issue. His issue was he just didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't really locked in like that. And it showed. He was lost, messing up coverages. These guys are going to come in and make the room better because your bottom of your room make the top of your room better. These are the guys who are going to be on the scout team. We need guys that can push. Don't just, give us a real look. Everybody ain't got to start. Just develop and give us the look we need. And if injuries come, be ready. That's it. Man, I like Coach going. I believe every coach. I mean, he's doing everything what nobody's giving him credit for. So I call it the forgotten ones. Either you forgetting on purpose or you forgetting by mistake. But all of these young guys, minus some nonsense, if we can maintain our talent, we will be what Clemson was. Because if we can not have this revolving portal door that everybody's going through, and we can keep some of these guys and everybody not have this immediate gratification, but do it like football, you might have to be there a couple years before you be the man. Don't keep jumping around, and you ain't gonna end up going to a group of 5 or FCS program just to play instead of waiting your time. I think Watkins did. I know they changed position around. He ended up going to Charlotte And I'm like, yeah, you gonna play at Charlotte, but man, you didn't really give yourself no time because you want to play so quick. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's wrong because all you're gonna end up doing is going to a smaller school, and you could have went to the smaller school from the beginning. If that was the case, you just want to guarantee you're gonna play because you got to respect the program you're going to. If you're going to Georgia, you got to respect the fact that you're going to Georgia. You got to respect Georgia. You can't, if you want to play right now, don't go. Go to Vanderbilt and get your butt whooped. But you playing, even Arkansas, and compete a little bit. But you're not gonna really win nothing. But if you want to compete with the best, and you feel like you're the best, and you come out of there the best, you're gonna get paid. But you got to know what your goals are going in. If you go into a good program, you got to respect the fact that somebody's there ahead of you. Don't act like it's a surprise. You're a freshman, they're a junior, they're a senior, they don't wait their time. That used to be the mindset. I'm not saying settle, but know what you're going into. We got a nice linebacker room, and what happened? I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't like the fact that Savion Wilkinson left. He's usually been the guy that stick around and wait his turn. That's how he took off of Jackson last year. He got there late. He was like third, fourth on the depth chart. He grinded away and earned the starting spot. He still got over 1,000 yards, and he didn't really get in there like that after a few games as far as starting. He earned his way. That's who Savion been. Savion had a stayed. I don't know what made him leave. I'm not gonna act like it. I know he can go play at Georgia State. Yeah, duh. He could stay at Jackson State. That's the case. I mean, he can play at Georgia State, Jackson State. He can play any of them schools. He can play at Arizona. He can play at Power 5. I wish he had a stayed because he was one of them HBCU guys that was. And if he had a stayed, you see what would have happened? Hey, all of them left, and we still had to go get 2 new running backs. He just stay and compete. I don't know what happened, but if he had stayed and compete, the other 2 guys couldn't even play in the spring game. Maybe he could have played. It could have been his time to shine. Maybe, if he had stayed, maybe we would have just got Hayden, and we would say, okay, we got Savion. We ain't got to go get the other person. We ain't got to go get Augustar. Even though I like him because to me, Augustar from Arkansas is the replacement of really McCaskill. They run the same. They both tall, lean, top speed type of guys. I don't know. He cuts, I think Alto was the guy. He was real agile, but this guy was known. He's a 4-star out of Florida. So his style is similar. So he really replaced Alto. And then we got Hayden. He kind of built stock. He really replaced what was the guy last? Hankerson and somebody like that. But I'm saying Dylan left. So Savion would have been in prime position to be the third guy going on second guy, if not the second guy going on first guy. I don't know what was going on or what he felt or what he was listening to, but his opportunity came. He just was gone. Our whole running back room cleared out, literally. And then the 2 that was left couldn't even play in the spring game. If he had hung around, he was good. He a hard runner. His time was coming, but people leave prematurely to me because they be in a rush or they just be listening to the wrong people. Why wouldn't Amarion Miller play much? Amarion Miller, his destiny is in his hand. He's been here the longest. He's more connected with Shedeur. It's his position to lose. Who he gonna lose it to? Why wouldn't he play much? They gotta come take his position. They gotta come in and the way he play, who gonna take his position? Of course, you want depth and you want people coming give you a break now. You want to make it through the season. You don't want to be wore out before halfway through the season. It's a long season, 13 games. So you can't be greedy. Hot games, cold games, your body taking wear and tear. You don't want to be having to play through injury because you're the only guy. Like how they say we've had to do last year. Needing surgery and you playing hurt shoulder the whole season. Washington over there playing on a bad leg. It make you look worse because you playing hurt. I'm saying Amarion Miller, who gonna take his spot? He's just as big, just as talented as everybody else. They got to take his spot. Baby T.O. got to take his spot. And he's smoother. They're different. Will Shepherd is over there on the other side. Will Shepherd don't have nothing to do with Amarion Miller. They can say he come in and be the number 1 guy, but we don't need 1 receiver. We need 3. I don't know what kind of fantasy people living in. We need 3 strong receivers. He have his pick of the little. He already starting to see it. if we need Will Shepherd the ball, we need Wester the ball, we need Amarion the ball, we need everybody the ball. We need everybody the ball. I mean, I know sometimes fans be talking like, and I see the fans talking like that, but it's the players, it don't make no sense. You should know at the end of the day, things happen. People get hurt. Stuff happen. We need more than one. We can't afford to lean on one guy. We're already leaning on one quarterback. We can't afford to lean on one guy. So Mario gonna get that ball. I mean, and we need him to get that ball. We need him. We need to be able to take Will Shepherd off the field, Amarion off the field, and Shepherd off the field, put a whole another 3 in there, and the game should be like just as intense. We need to be able to pull him out and put Timmons out there, and Jimmy Horn out there, and then put Baby T.O. out there, and it shouldn't be like, whew, I'm glad they're out the field. It should be like, dang, it's even worse. That's what we want. Now, Travis not taking a back seat. Hey, y'all watch Jackson State? He come in for certain stuff. He come in for certain packages. But he ain't got to stay out there the whole time on both sides of the ball and just come out 1 or 2 plays. He instead of doing, 60 plays on offense, he can do 20, 30 plays. That's not that. I mean, that's a back seat. Everybody taking a back seat because it should be a rotation anyway. I want fresh legs on the field. I don't want nobody gagging and struggling. Why? You got other guys out there. Why have fresh guys on the bench? Mad they ain't playing when this guy here huffing and puffing. Switch him out. Let him get his breathe on the sideline. Keep jamming it down and make that DB tired to have to cover these fresh legs. Don't let up on them. Don't let up on them. Now, take Amarion Miller out, put Baby T.O. on and let Baby T.O. pound on him. And then put Amarion back in fresh. Boom. That's how we win. These people that pay attention to how Washington and all them, Michigan, them boys was rotating. They ran about 3 running backs. They wasn't worried about who the star, who getting the ball the most. Man, they came in hungry. Like, they come in fresh and hungry. You got to have these guys rotate. That's what I'm saying. So it should never be a point. Defense the same way. Defense the same way. Man, put them other cornerbacks in, man. Don't act like we got 20 safeties and you only play 2 of them the whole game out there with hurt shoulders. Man, put Travis J on some packages. Put Stoudemire in on some packages that fit him. If he more run, he got a run team, put Stoudemire in. Shiloh don't have to be out there the whole time in certain packages, certain schemes. Put these other guys in. Sim Craig don't have to be out there. His little self hurt shoulder and all that like he did last year. Keep them boys fresh. It's a long season. It's a long season. Put them safeties in, man. We got some boys that played at Miami and all these other places, man. Get them boys in the game. These big safeties, when they come in, they gonna have their ears pinned back. They ain't coming in there slacking. They don't know. I only might be here 2, 3 plays. I'm finna go get up. I'm finna make a play. We want fresh, aggressive people in the game, and we have no excuse for it. I mean, he's gonna be situational. Why wouldn't it be? We got 100 receivers. Why burn Travis out and not, Let's play. I'll find that. Hold on. Rotation. Yeah. And then this guy here, he's stepping up. Everybody should be stepping up because a rising tide raises all ships at the end of the day. They feel that heat coming from the bottom, that tap room, it's make you rise up or they're going to pass you. We got depth. There's a lot of people out in there. We got some defensive linemen coming in. Hayden and all these. We got depth on the defensive line. They burnt out Travis. Travis just the little engine that could. Good thing he didn't, you can tell how he in good shape because, you running like that. Good thing you ain't pulling no hamstrings and groins like that, just overdoing it. So he got a good body. He taking care of it. But, like, you be a fool to act like you ain't got nobody else and run Travis to the ground. Then you're going to need him. At the back half of that season, you up against Texas Tech, Utah, Oklahoma State. It's no good to go 6-0. And then, like, everybody gonna be waiting on you. Last year they jumped out, even though they can go 6-6. They gonna do that. If you jump out, they only gonna have excuses. Oh well, Y'all did that last year. There's no way to please these people, man. They don't want to see you succeed. They're gonna move the goalposts. I'm gonna do a show one day on all the goalposts. I'm gonna tell you they're gonna move. Well, you know, they did it last year. Well, they really ain't played nobody, even though you said they're gonna lose to everybody, and then you beat all of them. Well, they really weren't that good, especially if they record don't turn out to be good later. But y'all ain't really beat nobody. We thought they was gonna be good, but they really weren't that good. Oh, well, y'all barely beat them. Well, wait till y'all play this team. And you be undefeated trying to please these people, and everything you do ain't gonna be good enough. So they just gotta take this thing week by week. They gotta go out here and get it in week by week, and they gotta stay healthy. And we definitely want to keep number 2 healthy. So we gotta run the ball to keep them people off from hitting him. Then do it to take down the number of times he get hit because he dropping back too many times. Hand that ball off, man. Less hits, not just less hits from blocking, but less hits because he ain't throwing it. Right? We gotta find a way. Maybe bring some packages, bring Taylor off the sideline, and let him run some wildcat. We got to find ways to keep Shador fresh. That's a long season. And then you got to nerve to say you mess around winning the conference, you're gonna mess around being a playoff and play 2-3 more games if you win. So how do you not do that? We're gonna have to run the ball anyway. We're gonna have to run the ball to show them that we can shut the game down after we run up the score on you. Your hope is gone because we can run the ball. And it's like we get up on you 21 zip, you might as well go ahead and pack up the band, the cheerleaders, everybody might as well just go ahead and pack it up. That's how they should feel because our running game gonna seal it. And our defense, you already know they ain't gonna give up. They're just gonna let you just hand off the ball on the goal line. Now you get somebody to the goal line and let them run a touchdown, 99-yard touchdown. That's the kind of crap they did last year. It was inconsistent. They should know, oh, shucks. If we get behind, we got to throw the ball to come back because we ain't going to be able to run the ball. And now they finna pick us off. They should almost feel like checkmate. They should feel like if Shador get more than a 2 touchdown lead, it's statistically going to be impossible for us to come back. We better be Bama or Georgia. We better be dominant because realistically, the game is over because we're not catching up because their defense is too stingy. And we're going to have to throw the ball. And we're not really built to throw the ball. We built to run, and they're going to shut our run down because the linebackers built for the run, the D-line built for the run. So we screwed. We're going to change our whole game plan to beat them. That's how they should feel. This is not a one-sided, Shador is like we ain't got no D. Our defense is built to stop the run. Everybody keeps saying, stop the run. Our defense is built. You think Shador is built to be a pass rusher? He's built to stop the run. He's built to clog up the A, the B, and the C gap. He built to take on 2-3 linemen at a time. That's the kind of line we have. Our linebackers, Green ain't going in the wrong hole. He coming in the plug. Chainsaw plugging. What's the plugging? None of that stuff. That we keep talking about last year. These ain't accountable players. We got real linebackers this year. Oh, I'm definitely gonna be doing a conversation about the goalposts because I'm gonna let y'all know beforehand. Well, the only reason Coach Prime beat everybody this year is because he didn't coach nobody up. He just went and took everybody else's players. He just know how to get talent. He's not a real coach. That's what he did at Jackson State. He just was more talented than everybody. He just know how to use all his clicks and well off to get all the top recruits and NIL money. That's gonna be the next goalpost after this year. You said he couldn't coach, and you ain't gonna never give him credit for being a good coach. I want to see some motion. I want to see somebody line up at slot and then come in the backfield and line up right out there with like he gonna help chip off that tight end and then do a screenplay. I want to see some motion. That's what I want to see. Throw these boys off with some motion. Y'all just gonna line up and think we just gonna run straight at you every play. No, I ain't talking about trickery. I'm talking about motion. Make them have to adjust. They just can't line up and load up on us. But they gonna have to adjust too. When we move people around, they need to move around too. And if they don't, they screw. They just gonna line up. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all. Yeah, no drop off. Yeah, none of that. We got real linebackers in here, not safeties. And then no line. That's fine. Somebody got to be better than somebody. That's fine. I don't care if the O-line better or D-line better, as long as they do their job. Yeah, I mean, I want my defense to be better because the most stubborn that defense is, it's gonna take somebody's soul. Because what this gonna say is that our defensive line better than our O-line, and our O-line jump up on you 14-21 to zip. They should know the game over. That's how good I want my D-line to be. Warren Sapp got him up there. I want Warren Sapp. Oh Lord, we don't got behind. We don't got behind. We done. We done. We should have never let them get up because they defense is finna sack us to death. You know, we finna sack them to death. We gotta throw the ball now. Oh Lord, we gotta block these edge rushers, and they gonna clog the middle. Ain't gonna be no running lane. And the linebacker gonna dare us to run, hit us in the mouth. Our quarterback gonna be taking unnecessary hits from chainsaw. You know, yeah, you can't block all them big wildebeests all game long. They properly rotate them boys in the middle. Somebody line gonna be war in the middle. There's gonna be a big hole in the middle of the line. We gotta realize if we play our cards right, that's up to the coaches. It should help with injuries. It should help with people being happy. It should help with our longevity in the season. Don't wear nobody out. You know, Preston Hodge gonna do what he gonna do. You know, especially we make them throw the ball under pressure. You don't want to have to throw the ball under pressure with Preston Hodge out there, Trav's out there, even Shiloh, Silver McCray. They will pick you off. They already shown that. It's proven. Even with you talk about the defense last year, they had more turnovers. You talk, these the worst defense in the world. Nobody talk about our defense led in turnovers for like the first half of the season, and then they started doing it again in the last quarter of the season. Our defense was getting turnovers galore. They get our defense up, but the turnovers was kept us in the game. They gave up the big run, then they get a turnover in the red zone. We saw Trevor Woods do that against TCU. Yeah, they got down the field, but then he picked it off. He did it twice. Our defense is ball hogs. They forgot. Somebody forgot that our defense is full of ball hogs. Colorado has a lot of forgotten ones. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all get these likes up. We about to close out here. I'm about to give y'all something. Our team is going to be built on, can the teams stop Shedeur? Period. Their only hope in stopping Shedeur. I feel like Green definitely started. I would love to see Chainsaw in there, but I know he haven't got there yet. Yeah. Why didn't they compare all these? Hey, they got to do what they got to do. But I'm going to close with this. The only way they stopped Shedeur, and I really seen it in Jackson State. That's why when they started doing it last year, and you look at the last part of Shedeur's season last season, even up to the Celebration Bowl, their goal was to put pressure on Shedeur. That's the only way everybody know that. That's what they did last year. So I knew they figured that out. That's what they gonna do this year. We already know that's the only way you stop Shedeur. He don't, even with all the pressure, they say he hold the ball. He don't throw a lot of interceptions. He got less interceptions his whole career than some people got in the season. Shout out to Noah Cross. Absolutely. I will put Chainsaw over Bentley. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bentley got better, but Chainsaw, he covered better. Bentley ain't a cover. And Chainsaw read better than me. Bentley got better. But these linebackers, all the linebackers we brought in, I feel like read better, even though our linebackers got better. But that's fine. That's just so that even our second-tier linebackers were starters. Not somebody off the bench, not somebody like last year. We got to get freshmen, people who didn't play, move people around. That's a good depth. If Bentley is a second-tier linebacker, that's good for us. That means we've grown, right? Starting linebacker in that second tier. So that's good. And he gonna have packages, and they need to rotate them too. So everybody should play. But we talking about starting. I don't care as long as you do what you do when you get in. We watching week 2, and that's the thing. Some people say, you know, Nebraska is gonna be. Don't look over North Dakota, but then they say Nebraska is gonna use what we do. I feel like what we do against North Dakota, if we play our cards right, we shouldn't have to show our full hand. North Dakota shouldn't be the team that exposes us like people are hoping for. We should get in their behind and get out. That's what we should do. It shouldn't be no, oh, they got it all figured out from all our weaknesses against. No, that's what you hope. But I expect us to be so much more dominant, not because North Dakota not bad, but because we that much better. If we're expecting to be a playoff team doesn't struggle. I don't care what North Dakota think they are. If we're expecting to win a conference and go in the playoff, we should be better. If we don't be that much better, then you can forget about going to the playoff. Because you can't run over North Dakota and with some efficiency, then don't think you finna go in the playoff and play Texas and Ohio State. Don't think about it. Just forget about it. Just take your little bowl game. See, if you're scared of North Dakota, then you really showing me you don't really think what you think you are. Yeah, you got to beat them by at least 21 points. Convincingly. If haters already ain't going to give you credit for that. Even when you beat them, they're going to be like, well, you only beat them. They're really not that good. They're really not the team who we thought they were. They're not. Everything we say, they're going to say it after we beat them. So you don't if you do, don't if you don't. Yeah, beat them, but don't overlook on Nebraska. Beat Nebraska. Well, don't do it. Well, you should feel the next. It's every game they're going to be expecting you to lose. That's it. They're going to expect you to lose. Know that. They're going to expect you to lose. They did. Let's prove it. Colorado, not in Colorado, Jackson State. They beat the first game. Oh, y'all gonna beat Fam. They ran through Fam. Don't overlook Fam. They ripped Willis Simmons Fam. What changed talking Fam? Jackson State ran through Fam. They supposed to be, they're gonna get y'all this year. They're gonna beat y'all this year. They ran through Fam. Fam really was supposed to be their only, because Fam only lost Jackson State. The soon as Prime left, Fam been running through them since. So when they ran through Fam, it was like, oh, well, the other team, everybody was better than what they was. Well, Alcorn, Alabama State. If you were this good, they made you look that good just to make the game look good. And even on their worst day, they ran through everybody. But every week, they was holding their breath. Coach Prime lost. Even the people at his own school, the SWAT. So when he went to the Celebration Bowl undefeated, they was ready to kill themselves. That if he had a won, they couldn't forget it because he was gonna win and come to Colorado. They didn't want him to have that. They want him to say, you can't win the big game. They wanted to say, you couldn't win the Celebration Bowl. This man went to double overtime. His tight end dropped the ball wide open. He underhanded down there to the guy. He dropped it. And that's how they lost. And all their trenches didn't even play in that game. Nobody talks about that. They've been doing dumb stuff with Coach Prime way before this. So don't talk about colorism, because they was doing it when he was with black people. Oh, he lost. But a lot of his players jumped in the portal when they realized he wasn't coming back. And his D lineman, he didn't have no depth. You talking about depth in the trenches, they were burnt out. Several of the players didn't even play. His main guys. His number one guy, he benched for whatever reason. His number one guy was on the sideline for some happened. He mouthed off, had an issue for being late, and they were mad at him about not letting the guy play. They number one sacker, all swag, all everything. He ended up going Power 5. He benched him, so they didn't even have all his pieces. But they lost. Oh yeah, see, he can't even win the big game. He don't went undefeated. He can't even enjoy that because he didn't win the Celebration Bowl. He went double overtime without all his pieces, and with the team that was emotionally drained from the fact that he finna jump on a plane, go straight to Colorado, and never come back. It was an emotional taxing thing. They crying all in the locker room, late to come to the national anthem, because that was his last real talk with his team. He barely could talk with them after the game. He had to jump on the flight. Shador jumped on the flight, come to Colorado. It was a lot of conflict emotions. He left. His staff left. A lot of his staff left. His training staff left. They had already signed over to a new coach. The fans like, you need to let him go ahead and coach. You go ahead and lead. It was all kinds of confusion and distraction going on. And people, he lost. It was way more than football going on. But that's how foolish people are. So they're going to move the goalposts on him. Just know that. They've been doing that to him way before Colorado. You got to beat the bricks off of them. But the only hope that anybody has in beating Colorado this year is that they line on block. So all these big linemen, big flapjack, I don't care if you got to put them at guard to clog that middle up. Well, you got what you need, Colorado. Use it. They ain't got to play tackle. They all been cross-trained to play guard. Matter of fact, Flapjack was playing guard at Clemson. Big old guard. Sit. Even if we got to do it for goal line or whatever, put them big boys in there. They ain't got to start. Use them big boys, doggone it. I don't care if they start or not. Use somebody get these to these people. I ain't playing. Use Big Flapjack. Use Big Kirkland. I don't care if it's goal line package, red zone package. Put them big old hogs in there. They're huge. All the junk about we ain't got no big guys, we got them. Use them. Let's make sure nobody blitzing up the middle on Shador. So we can block the edge. That's fine. Keep them from coming right in his face with their hands up. Keep that middle so he can step up in the pocket. And if we do that, ain't too many teams gonna be able to beat him because our receivers was open. He just was getting sacked. Travis was open. Jimmy was open. Weaver was open. They talk about it all the time. Yeah, it's a different level, but of course, when you come to Colorado, everybody oversell everything and undersell Colorado. They're gonna always make the other team look like a world beater. And it, like I said, we seen it at JSU. It's not a Colorado thing, it's a Coach Prime thing. They so hell bent on seeing him lose that they will say and do and hope that it's just illogical. It's illogical. They will go to that level to see him lose. Hey man, you the only one limited to race. I'm not. That's your limitation. Nobody ain't say there's no race involved. The cap is that you think it's only race. That's your lens. You only see race. Yeah, you ain't got no answer for when they was dogging him out with all the black people around him. Then what's your excuse then? Was you there? It sounds good now he at Colorado, but what was your excuse when Jackson State was dogging him out? Come on now. Rise up now. Get to the right level. You on the surface. I'm way beyond the surface. You only point out, you see 100 different items on the ground. You only want to point out one. You only want to point out race. That's it. That's all you can see. Yeah, you said it. That's why I said you said it. That's who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. Do you like the new running back? Yeah, the new running back, nice. Like I say, he like McCaskill. I mean, he's like a McCaskill style running back. Yeah. We about to close out. We about to close out. But at the end of the day, that's what we're looking at. We know the pieces. We know the pieces that we're missing, that we were missing last year. We know that we replaced a lot of the pieces. We know we made the adjustments. Now everybody late to that party. That's on them. We know we made the adjustments in the trenches on both sides of the ball. We know we got depth. Most people are making estimates, predictions based off of last year, or they're saying, well, these players are unproven at this point, or they're saying, it's on paper, or they're saying they ain't jail, and that's all well and good. And they banking on that. They banking on Colorado. They banking on Colorado being the team that all y'all knew every year. The other programs been together. They're not banking on the fact the other programs got people jumping the portal. And one thing they say about Nebraska, they say Nebraska brought back their whole defense. And, they brought back all this and all that. And that's what they hold against Colorado. But then at the same time, they make excuses saying, well, we had a if we had a different quarterback, we would have won. Well, y'all lost against a sorry line and got blew out. And the only touchdown y'all got outside of that one touchdown y'all made on the running back from that quarterback y'all say y'all didn't need to have was in garbage time. Y'all really lost like 33-7. So if you can blame getting whooped 33-7 on your quarterback, have at it. Have at it. Because your quarterback only is playing the points you didn't score. But y'all defense couldn't do nothing with that offense, even with the makeshift offensive line. So who y'all really scared? You scared somebody, you brought back your whole defense from last year that gave up 33 points. Have at it. If that's what you want to stay. Yeah, I expect the game to be closer, less turnovers and that. But what's your excuse when Shador was airing you out? Shador aired you out with a makeshift line. So just like you think you got better and you returning players, if he got a different line, what, he gonna put 60 on you this time? I mean, let's be real. We didn't have a running game. So if you have a running game, what they say? If you have a better line, what they say? He did all that he did 33 points on y'all last year without none of that. Yet y'all think all y'all need to do is return the same players. Y'all might need to do with Colorado, and y'all need to just go get some new players. That might be what it is. You know. But with that, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and close. I'll make sure y'all like, share, subscribe again. We got inspiration, motivation coming. Might jump on with B Watts later. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Happy Memorial Day weekend, all that good stuff. And I'll talk to y'all soon.